Good morning, guys. I thought we could spend the day together today. I've started it, which I always find weird. I made our chicken and chorizo meal in the slow cooker. So it's about 8 AM and I can already smell like onions and just like that evening dinner time smell, which feels a bit bizarre. But I'm hoping today to go to Homesense. I have missed Homesense so much and I really want to see if they've got anything in for the home. It's the kind of store that I like popping to. Like usually I'd pop to it and have a look what they have new in, but obviously I haven't been able to do that. I hope to do that unless I chicken out, but I don't think I will. And then I also want to show you some of the things which we have been picking up for the top floor for the house. So hopefully it should be quite a nice day. And I also have some questions from you guys over on Instagram to answer whilst we go through the day. And I, after smelling chicken chorizo, gonna dig into some banana loaf. Yes, we still have banana loaf around from all of those bananas that Ollie got. I just thought I'd add, I froze the bananas, by the way. I didn't leave the bananas until now. So this morning I'm actually doing the boring task of waiting in for some reno materials. We've got our aqua panels coming this morning for the shower area and I have to wait in today, even though it's my only day that I get to go out and do things, because we need it for our plasterers to come in. But they should be here by 1. But while I wait, I'm gonna answer some of your questions and unbox some of the bits that we've got in recently. Actually, we've got in quite a few just yesterday, so they're new in. So first ones, some of these I know overlap. How are you? A few of you asked this, and how am I doing at this time? And actually, I'm doing really well. I feel really good at the moment, really happy and really positive. And I know that may sound a bit strange because of everything that's going on, but I guess I feel quite disconnected from it now and a lot like it's the new norm. Personally, I really like a slower pace of life, and I just, to be honest, felt this little bit of sadness when quarantine was going to be over. Oh, am I the only person? And it's not, I don't want to sound insensitive, but I just really liked how quiet and slow things were, and it's definitely something that we will be taking forward. So yeah, good. How are you guys feeling? Do you feel a little bit strange and still unsettled, or are you pretty happy about the new situation? How did you learn to do basic construction / renovation tasks with no previous experience? I think 2 things. YouTube was just amazing for educational research, but also just use your instinct. A lot of it, to a certain extent, I feel like is general knowledge. There's been so many things that Ollie and I have looked at, and before even researching, we've been like, this is sensibly probably what you should do. And I think it seems intimidating before you're renovating, but actually when you get into it, you kind of like, wow, we definitely got into a little rhythm. Oh, and I guess asking Gramps as well, because he's just a wealth of knowledge and he's just on the telephone for us, which does make it easy. Oh, we've got boxes inside boxes here. This is gonna be good. This is gonna take a little while. Quite a few of you asking about Ollie's job, if he still works in London. So his job, he kind of keeps quite disconnected from YouTube. So for now, he's keeping that as his own little thing. But if I let you know his previous job, that will give you a bit of an idea of him. So he studied engineering at university, where we met. I studied textiles, and he went on to be an engineer at Ford, the cars, and not the engineer that kind of works on cars. He'd have like a little cubicle and 6 screens. He's really good with maths and figures, and he'd just sit and number crunch all day. But he did also get to do some fun things. They used to go around on a like car track, because I'm not overly sure, but he wants to do with all of the sound of the cars, so he'd listen to the sounds and, I don't know, do all the technical stuff for it. So that's what he did for a job in London, that is. And then to go alongside that, a lot of people are asking what I do as a job, and as of now I am full-time into YouTube, which is so exciting. And a lot of you also asked, like, career-wise, what am I excited about? And I'm just so excited to see where this goes. As a few of you may know, I was into product development and kind of design in London. I studied textiles and I did an interior collection. So I think it's quite nice because this house gives me that creative outlet that I like. And I also just so enjoy YouTube and being connected with you guys. But I think we'll also have, Ollie and I really want to start something up, so we'll also have other things probably going on in the background, but as of yet, I'm not sure. We are planning them, but I think we probably have enough on our plate for now. It's like wrapped in so many different layers. Let me open this before I ask you for another one. So these are, you know, we were having such trouble for the lights in the bathroom, the top floor. Can you hear me? Could you hear me with all that rustling? Oh, and now my battery's on. Let me change that over quickly. Oh, I'm just back and now I think that's our delivery. Oh gosh. Well, that has made my day. It's only, oh, that's the invoice crashing. It's only 9:30 and they're already here. So let me hurry up and open those things. I need to wash my hands and get out the house. In case you're curious, this is what Aquapanel is. It's basically a cement board, and we were recommended these by our tiler because they are totally waterproof. But you may have just seen me carrying them in, but they're heavy. Like, I feel like they're going to be quite heavy on the walls, so I hope that's okay, but I presume it is. Back to lights. So you guys know I was finding it really difficult. I wanted to find something that was dark, but not black or matte black, just to fit with our style of the bathroom, because we've got the dark, the little dark accent in the tile, and I'm going to go for a dark loose seat, but at the same time it's quite fresh and marble, and we've got antique bronze, antique brass in the rest of the house, not bronze. So these are, I think they're bronze rather than antique brass. I feel like every single company has a totally different view on what is brass and bronze and so forth. But anyway, I thought that these would work in there really well. They're from Pookie Likes, and to be honest, I wanted a long light, but it just wasn't possible to find them. I honestly looked all over the internet, and for the kind of thing I wanted, I was gonna have to be spending about £400 per light, so nearly £1,000 overall, and I was just like, is it ever gonna be worth it? Probably not. So these come with a cute little shade, but like a glass shade, and actually I think the colour's perfect. I don't know if you can see, but it's just got that little bit of a brushed effect to it where you can see the bronze underneath. So what else were you guys asking? Let's go back. How much have you spent so far on your reno, if you feel comfortable sharing? So this, I feel like, is really difficult to share because downstairs we spent next to nothing, and it's not really a fair reflection on what renovating is like because it is so expensive. So I'd say with the whole of the downstairs renovation, it was, you know, really minimal, a few thousand, a few hundred per room. And we've just put furniture in that we already had, or secondhand furniture, so it's been very cheap. Whereas this next little phase that we're doing on the top floor with putting the boiler in has been a lot more. And I will talk to you about that when it's done because we're not quite sure what the overall figure is going to be, but let me tell you, it's a little bit scary. But to give you some kind of idea, the boiler on its own, I can't remember, I think it turned out between like 6,000 to 10,000, and that's literally just the boiler, without all of the other jobs happening and moving the doorways and plastering and full new electrics. So yeah, it all adds up. But I will talk about that more because I think it's so hard to judge renovations. However, I will say from like my experience and from researching and talking to people, it's so different. The quotes that we got in for our boiler ranged dramatically from like 5,000 up to, I think it was 13,000. So the difference is insane. So one of your friends could have gone for the 13 and said, this is how much it's going to cost for a boiler. And another could have gone for the lower end, and it was the same house, same structure. So it's really difficult. And on another note, so many of you asked about finding trade. I've still not figured that out, I'm afraid. The only thing that I will say is that if you are wanting to keep to a budget with your renovation, then I would recommend trying to get not companies, so perhaps somebody who is a bit younger, starting out in the trade, doing it on their own. And sorry, Ollie's just calling me. And usually what we find, they come out cheaper with quotes. Hi, they've been delivered. Is that what you're gonna ask? Yes, yeah, I have. I didn't count how many there were if you want me to check. Okay. All right then. Okay. Love you. Bye. Bye. So here we go. I was trying to put these on properly for you, but I'm not sure I can. So the lights will look a little bit like that. Oops. I did not lose that. There we go. That's a better way of showing you. In fact, I feel like the shade is a really like good size. It's not too small. I think once they're on the wall, that'll look so nice. And they go with a mirror that I bought, which I will show you now. Is this going to be the most rambly start to a video ever? Hopefully it's not. Where do you find the inspiration for your interior design and your gorgeous clothes? Ooh, I guess like a number of things. I do like Pinterest, and I like Pinterest for room design layout. So when I was looking for the bathroom, I looked for like sloping eave showers, and that definitely gave me inspiration. But as far as like I can feel that it's a little bit overwhelming, I love, actually I just watched this morning, it's Architectural Digest on YouTube. They do like celebrity houses, and I just love their houses. Usually most of them have a lot of uniqueness to them, and that's what I love. I really want this home to feel like ours, and not like a showroom, and not like we've just gone somewhere and bought everything in one colour, or we've gone into Neptune and like taken that theme. I love places to have a bit of a uniqueness to them, or a bit of a story. And that can be just like thrifting something with your friends on a day out. But I usually, to be honest, just pick what I like and hope that it goes in the home. I think just don't overthink it too much. Enjoy finding things, find things on holiday. And usually if you find, like what I always love with design is usually I find one thing that I love, whether it's a painting or a rug for a room, and then I do the whole theme off of that. So it gives me a really good starting point. Not that I know what I'm doing though, but I do have fun with it. A lot of you were also curious about sharing with a lodger. And it's funny, it's something that I always get questions on. And before having a lodger, I was like, oh, well, I absolutely hate this. But it has been the easiest thing that I've done, and I'm so genuine in that. However, we have been lucky. I replied to a comment saying this the other day. But when we rent our room out, we usually have more than one person, actually quite a few people interested in the room. And when they view the room, we kind of like vet them to a certain extent, and they tell us a little bit about them and what they do. And I mean, we haven't had very many people in, but from the people that we have chosen, they usually work 8 till 6, so they're not in the house, like they wouldn't be in the house now. And they have another life, so they might be older and just working here and need a base to sleep. And so they're not here at the weekend. They're not really interested in like chit chat and becoming friends. They're not interested in cooking. They eat out a huge amount. Or if they do eat, it's like quick, ready meals. They're not necessarily like making home at ours, which works really well because it honestly just feels like we have the house to ourselves. It feels no different. And I do know that that might not be the case for a lot of people who rent their rooms out, but so far, so good for us. So this is the mirror. I just love the style of it, and it goes, as you can kind of tell. I think this one's got a little bit more of a coppery tone to it, but that's just me being super fussy with the sides. And I'm hoping that the lights will go kind of somewhere here on them in the bathroom. And this one was from Cox & Cox, but I'll link everything that I'm talking about below. And I just thought it was quite a nice size between not being like too big and overpowering in the room, but at the same time having a little bit of character, because I wanted to add something that didn't feel so bathroom to the room. A lot of questions as well about the plans for the house. I'm doing a whole video on that. Hopefully it'll be quite in depth, so it will kind of give a really good overview of what we're doing. Holidaying in the UK, I'm biased, but I would say a road trip around the southwest. Do kind of like Somerset, Frome, Bath, go down into Devon. North Devon coastline is absolutely beautiful. And then Salcombe, Dartmouth, Totnes area, absolutely stunning too. I would say summer, maybe skip Cornwall because it's so busy. It's not the kind of season that I'd go in. I'd go out of season. But if you're lucky and you want to go to a few more private beaches down there, ones that people don't know about so much. Then Cornwall's also obviously really beautiful. And I don't know if this is the most boring thing to talk about, but I feel like it's something that a lot of people overlook, and my mum actually recommended these to us. They aren't cheap, but I'll link the website below that we got them from because they were by far the cheapest site. So they're the Astro Spotlights, and these are actually domed, so they sit right up in the ceiling. As you can see, the spotlight goes back here, and you can actually position ours. So the ones that we're having over by like the fireplace, we can position them so that they go down onto a painting. And the nice thing about these is that they're really discreet. They're not proud on the ceiling at all. So as you initially walk into the room, you probably can barely see it, and they're plastered right up to it. They look really nice, but they're one of those random things. My mum and dad actually also have like the tiny versions of them, but they're the funny thing that rather than the bigger you get, the more expensive, the smaller you get, the more expensive they are. And then we also got, I won't unpack these, but we got spotlights that were actually able to go into the shower because our bathroom is quite small, which I'd recommend because I like having a little bit of light actually in the shower area. Riveting content here. I'll stick on the light theme for a second. We've also picked up, for when we finally get our room a little bit more sorted, this Philips light, which is basically one of those lights that lights up in the morning, and then when you go to bed you can also put it on and it gradually turns dark. It also has a sound to it. I think we listen to like the birds chirping to wake up, and we're trying to be, like, I'm a morning person, but Ollie's not, but I'm trying to be a bit better with him in the morning so that he wakes up gradually, because usually what happens is I'm like, you need to wake up now, and I'm nice, and then half an hour later he's still not awake and I'm like, wake up, you're gonna be late. So this has been helping out quite a bit. We decided to just get one and test it out, but I think we might get the two, because since we've had this, I've just felt a lot less tired and a lot more energetic. Don't know whether that's kind of like the placebo, just thinking that it's working, but it feels like it does. Lots again about marriage and babies. We definitely want to get married and we definitely want to have kids, but I mentioned before, probably not until we hit the 30 mark. I'm 28 right now, and we're just enjoying this little young bubble. We're trying to be as young as we can for as long as we can. And an exciting box which you may be able to see behind me is a mattress for the top floor. This was the weirdest thing. My mum always says, what you imagine always comes true, Laura. But I was searching for a mattress upstairs and I was looking on John Lewis. I was looking for their best reviewed, reasonably priced mattress. And I settled on an Emma mattress. I showed Ollie that night, and the next day, they got in contact with me. So spooky and so weird. I sent them the strangest email back because I was like, I was literally going to buy your mattress today. And they actually really kindly gifted this one, and I'm so excited about it. I can't wait to just have like a really nice room that all seems so put together, and then at some stage it will be a spare room for our guests, and yeah, it's very exciting. And this one, I'm not gonna unbox the mattress yet because the room's not ready, and space-wise and controlling dust and renovation, I'm gonna wait until we've got the bed in and we're ready to go. These are the planters, so I'll open those up quickly. I'm gonna be quick and answer some more questions so that I don't ramble on too much. Tips on buying an old property. Oh, in the UK, I feel like older properties go for a bit of a premium, and to be honest, it's a scary journey because you just don't know what's going to happen as far as the condition of the house. It can be really hit and miss, and when we bought this one, we kind of had the feeling that there wasn't anything really major and scary, like the roof needed to be done or the joists weren't in good condition, but we didn't know. We did have a survey done, and they said that, you know, needed a lot of work, but structurally it was sound. It's partly about finding one with the bones that you love, and also the character that you love. So that is the whole point in getting an older house. Okay, these look like they're the two smaller ones. And actually, they look nice. Actually, they're lighter than I thought they were, which will be good because I was just worried about how heavy they'd get. They also smell really fragrant, like nicely fragrance. But I'm wondering if I wanted to do this trim on them. I think I might have to fill these. I was thinking I could definitely hide those with the trim, but the trim's gonna have to go further down. I'll show you the trim in a second, because actually I might pop into B&Q and pick up that so that I can get these painted. I think unfortunately, I think the roses have gone over too much for me to be able to plant the roses, and I might have to leave these to think about what I would put in autumn, because I don't want to put the roses in to just take them out kind of almost immediately. But I'll show you the roses, because so many of you asked what they were, like what the make, or I didn't even know, but I just thought they were pretty. But I'll show you the little label on them. There you go, that's their name, but look at them. I have been watering them, but they just look so sad. And I don't think there are any new buds coming, apart from just kind of going over. We're here. I'm in the car park and it actually looks really nice and quiet. I've got my mask, and my mum made me this one. We've actually ordered a few more, which are really easily washable. This one's obviously handmade. I don't put it in the washing machine, even though it probably could be. But I don't think they come until August sometime, obviously with everything going on in the UK. By the way, if you're not from the UK, you're now having to wear masks into stores, takeaway places, and all of that kind of stuff. So all of the masks sold out very quickly. Thankfully, I've had that one for quite a while. Let's go in and see what they have. Oh, and I'm not sure how much you'll be able to hear me with my mask on, so if it's muffled when I listen to this back, I'll probably just do a voiceover. Oh my gosh, these are so fun. I mean, I'd never have them. Aren't they cute? Can't decide what I feel about this one. Is it too oriental? I love the colours and the linen. Kind of feel like I'm going for a very circular theme so far. Homesense actually has some really nice things, and I made a little bit of a rush decision to drive to Ikea because we need some shelving for the shed area that we have down in the back of the house, and we have an Ikea unit that was so cheap. I think it was like 10 or 12 pounds, and we've lost the screws for it, so I needed to come to Ikea anyway, but I'm thinking of picking up a few more while I'm here, depending on how busy it is. If it's busy, I'm just gonna like run in and run out, but all of my family are quite close here, so I might pop in and see my brother and his girlfriend, and also my mum and dad, so I can hopefully fit in quite a few things today, and it's only 11 o'clock. I'm skipping through as quickly as possible because I don't actually need any furniture, so I shouldn't be looking. But I might look at all of the accessory bits in the marketplace haul. Something I really love about green kitchens at the moment. I'm very into green as a colour. Another green kitchen. And they just know what I love. Isn't it beautiful? I love all the shelving in this one too. These are the shoe stands that we have in that back room. I always get asked. They're only £3 and you can stack them if you want more than one. They also, looks like they do these trays that go underneath them to keep it neat and tidy. So this is the shelf. It's galvanized and I love it. It looks so nice in the shed or just like generally outside. But they only have this size, and our one was bigger. It was 5 shelves instead of 3, and I think that's just going to be a little bit useless. these would be really nice and probably a little bit more practical and sturdy, but they're £105 and I thought I was going to be spending 10. No luck, even the small one is out of stock. What are the chances I checked the stock before I came and it said low, and now they're gone. It's now 7:30, 7:45, and the day just went. So I'm gonna pick you up again tomorrow and show you what I got today.